Let me see who this is. Gymnastics. I ain't never, I never really paid attention to gymnastics, so it piqued my curiosity, So I'm like, okay, I'll see what's up. I swiped her and it said we matched, so I'm just like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna see what's up. So I go do my workout, and I come back and I get like I had some likes on my Instagram, and I'm like, oh, this might be. I'm like, okay. So I see what's up, and then I still waited. I'm like, man, I'm gonna wait till I, take a shower and everything. Then I come back to my phone, and then she messages me on the app, like, hey, you know what I mean? And I'm, man, this gotta be fake. Like, I don't know. I didn't know who she was at the time, but like the first thing that I saw was that she just had a bunch of followers. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, she gotta be good. I promise you, I'm a real life story. When she won the Olympics, I was in college, and we didn't have NBC, we didn't have Olympic channels, and we're in camp. Late July, early August. So I'm not paying attention to, so I never would have had a moment to where I would have watched, like,
Jonathan, I'm gonna let you finish your story, man. Continue.
But like I was saying, man, she messaged me. This was like a Tuesday, and we were texting back and forth, and then we hung out Friday, man. And we couldn't do much as COVID happened. Everything was shut down. So she came through down to Houston. She lived in the suburbs, so she had to drive about 45 minutes to me. Then the rest is history, man. So
you was really the catch in.
I always say the men the catch, man. I always say we the catch, man.
Yeah, so she really booked you.
She did, though.
Is what you're saying.
Because I was fighting it.
So in truth, if I say this out loud, was Jonathan Owens ain't really want Simone Biles. Is what you're saying.
At the time, I'm not gonna say that.
That's what you're saying.
I was afraid. I was afraid to commit. I'm like, man, this is my third year. I'm trying to. I'm like, it's kind of early. But like I said, man, it happened when you least expect it. And we hung out, man. It was like we hit it off instantly. All
right, just real quickly, we're gonna break it down, but I just want you guys to answer this specific question. What stood out the most, if you can sum it up in one sentence in what he said? Simone.
In one sentence? Is that possible?
What? No, I'm just saying, like, what stood out the most? The key word is most.
The key words, I guess, catch, prize. Yeah, that's what stood out the most.
Hink, what about you?
I guess the part about him not knowing if it was real or not. That's what stood out to most of me.
All right, Nola.
He said that this, the man is the prize or the man is the catch, has always been his position. So I'm thinking this is before Simone.
Okay. All right. One country.
What stood out to me the most was the fact that he said he didn't know who she was.
Okay. Luis?
It was his nonchalant uncertainty. He had a bit of like uncertainty, but he was very nonchalant. Like he wasn't pressed to kind of be like, oh my God, I'm fumbling through my phone to like figure out who she was. He was kind of like, okay, like very passive. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like he didn't put a whole lot of pressure on himself or the situation. He was just very nonchalant about it.
I think same thing that Cookie said. He was capping about not knowing who she was. He was lying. I'm sure he knew of her. And he used the words, I'm like, I don't want to, he realized he hit a lottery. You know what I mean? Dating sites are horrible. You wouldn't say that unless you realize you hit the lottery.
Yeah, that was kind of alarming to me too. I was kind of surprised that they both was on a dating site. Like, do celebrities get on dating sites? That's normal?
It's a celebrity. It's a dating site specifically for celebrities. Like there's a site called Riot. It's strictly for.
They be on regular dating sites too.
Nah, I mean, of course, yeah. But what I'm saying, that particular one that they met on, is like you can't get on there unless your income is this or you're a notable.
Okay, I see Jay got the T. Go ahead, Miss Taken.
pretty much what Cookie and Jay said, but what I noticed more is the host's response to him saying that he didn't know her. Like the facial expression, the body language, like, Ninja, you know you lying. And then he basically came out and said, I'm gonna let you finish your story. But yeah, that's what I noticed more so.
But it's a bit of a double-edged sword in a way. Because, and I say that to say this: if he knew exactly, let's just go on the tangent that let's say he knew exactly who she was, right, and knew of her like really well, it would seem very thirsty and it would seem very desperate from a man who plays in an NFL and has a certain energy and a certain bravado about himself to feel like he needs to lust and lust after this woman. That's why he didn't seem like sweat about it. He was very nonchalant, very cool. You know what I'm saying? Because it will come off like very like weird, and people will flip it the other way. It's like, oh, he knew who she was. Like he knew he had a good thing, right? You know what I'm saying? But he was like very cool. And then on the other part, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know who she was until 1 year after she had one. We got to stop making pretend like black people know everybody on every sport level, because I honestly, genuinely don't. And I don't even.
Nobody said that he had to be pressed, though. You can not be like knowing somebody not be pressed. When he said that he didn't know her, you said you didn't know her until a year after. My thing is, at some point,
you knew her.
That when they decided to hook up from the time from the Olympics till now, because they just recently got married, that was more than enough time for him to at least have heard her name. Not saying he needed
or
to
see her
know
on the
exactly
Wheaties
what
box.
she was doing.
Yeah, but we got
on the news. I mean, he didn't have to watch the Olympics. She was on the news. She was on ESPN. She was on all of these other places. So,
but when they hooked up, she didn't participate in the Olympics. Remember, she was going through her mental thing, so she didn't participate in this recent Olympics in any event. She didn't participate in no event. She was with the team. She was a cheerleader, but she didn't participate in any event. So how is he to know? Look, the last time she participated in an event was when she was what, in 2016, when she actually participated in one. So
no,
when was the last one? When was the last one?
It was the World Championships.
Okay, well, nobody pays attention to World Championships.
Oh.
No, look, them young men do not pay. He's probably about 23, 24 years old. So now you got to go to World Championship. You got to go back 6 years. 6 years.
Is he
2019?
He said he was in college. Regardless, my son don't know who that heifer is. He doesn't know who Simone Biles is. He's 18 years old. So we can't just assume he's supposed to know. Nobody watched gymnastics. Who the fuck watched gymnastics?
Obviously, all of us.
Your son not supposed to know.
Most men,
I think that.
Most men watch basketball and track. We don't give a goddamn about no goddamn gymnastics. We don't care about.
Hold on, y'all. I will get Shannon now. Go ahead, Shannon.
So I promise you, everybody on this panel probably watches more sports than me. I guarantee. Okay, but there are certain people that I know. I know who LeBron James is. I know who a certain football players are, just because I don't have to watch the sport to know that they're great at what they do. Okay, when it comes to Simone, I don't watch gymnastics either. You know, but I know who she is. When I was young, I went to Tuskegee. We did not have cable. We had nothing, but we knew who Dominique Dawes was just because she was Dominique. You feel me? So you don't necessarily have to watch a sport. And just like you said, she was in a down period. Even in her down period, they took moments she was on everything, like saying, oh, Simone is out of the game. You know, they still pumped her up even on her down, probably more than when she was on the mat. So with that being said, if you watch the news, it's really hard for me to believe that an athlete would not hear about another athlete. And I'm just a person, not an athlete. I mean, I was a cheerleader, but and I've heard of her. I don't even watch TV like that. And I've heard of her. So it's kind of hard. And what I'm gonna say is, if he says he didn't know who she was, that is absolutely fine.